BlackBerry.com.
Hey everybody, Blaze here for BlackBerry.com. Now, as you may have read on the site earlier today, the Android player for the BlackBerry PlayBook has managed to sneak its way out of research in motion. So what we're going to do is go ahead and have a quick look at exactly what all that entails. When you first fire it up, you get kind of stuck on the loading screen here, and it is a little bit slow, but eventually it does kick over, and you can tell that it is loading something else in the background by the coloration on the screen there of the logo. Once it does fully load up, you're pretty much presented with a blank screen, and you're left to your own devices to be able to go ahead and try and figure out exactly what does what. Now you can swipe left, right, whatever the case may be, but the one that you're really going to want to be concerned with is swiping from the top, because that actually brings up the menu system down below. And we can click on the Set Home View button. Now the Set Home View button is presumably like your main screen on any other Android device or anything like that. But in here we do have a few options. It can be left blank. You can choose the recent tasks, so that would be like applications that you recently opened up. You can choose the installed applications, or you can choose the running tasks. For this video, basically, since none of the other stuff is working at this point, it doesn't really show you anything. What we're going to do is look at the installed applications. Now, when the installed applications window loads up, you're basically presented with all of the options that you would expect from Android. Some are still remaining in here and that you're probably never going to end up actually using, but again, it's not final like the phone. You'll probably never use the phone portion or anything like that. But first, one of the very first things we see automatically is the settings menu. So you can actually click on the settings menu, and once again, you're presented with everything identical to Android, as it really is running Android 2.3.3 at this point. Again, you run into the problem once you access something. You run into the problem of how do I get back? The back option is basically the bottom bezel. Swipe right, and then it will automatically just take you back in the menu system. So we'll go into messaging. You can actually go ahead and compose a new message. I don't know if it would send at this point because there's no cellular data, but one of the other things that oddly enough is working is the email client. The email client actually does load up everything as you would expect it to, and it's pretty interesting. I actually sent a test message to Adam, and it went through, and he replied, and I got it back on the device as well. So that's kind of interesting. Now, unfortunately, there's no way to go ahead and install any applications as of yet. But looking at the browser automatically loads up as well, so you can essentially just type in stuff and have it load up. Now the keyboard automatically pops up, but it is rather slow. It's not exactly up to par at this point, or at least what I would consider up to par. But it does essentially work, which is rather interesting overall. And there you can see the Android player. Now it loaded up the mobile version of BlackBerry. You can zoom in. Can zoom out, and you actually get your browser settings as well too. And so you can go to downloads, the settings, to open up the settings. All of that stuff is pretty much right there. It's all literally Android running basically on the device, and that's pretty much it. There's, like I said, you can send email, everything. You can't take pictures. I'm not entirely too sure about the calendar, but the gallery loads up, which is interesting. It doesn't show you any pictures or anything like that, but the fact that it loads up, if you go ahead and you click on the camera option, it basically just crashes it. It does a force close on everything. But you could swipe back and go back into email or anything. It also shows you the developer tools, which pretty much comes standard on most Android devices, but you can tell at this point that it's just basically used for development. It's not really finalized or anything. That's pretty much it. It's cool to go ahead and see exactly what's going on here, but until we get the capability to go ahead and install Android applications, that's pretty much it. It's just kind of cool to look at, kind of cool to play with, unless of course you want to go ahead and compose any sort of emails or anything like that. But there's the test email that I actually sent to Adam, so I can go ahead and I can reply back to it. Yeah, mess it up on the keyboard, but you guys get the gist of it. That's pretty much it. If you haven't managed to go ahead and download it as of yet, I suggest that you do so quickly, or at least find somebody else who may have a copy of it and give it a shot. That's it. Blaze out.